Hi, and welcome to the Scott Hinkel Show. Along with the Boilermaker head coach, I'm your host, Tanner Lipset. Coach, it's time for NCAA Championships. It's that time of year. We always look forward to it. This year, we're fortunate enough to have 5 guys going to the national championships, and I think everybody's pretty excited about those 5 entries.
Yeah, we are. Obviously, you'd like to get 10, but when you can take half of your team to the NCAA postseason tournament, you got to look at that as a positive too. So certainly we have a lot of experience going, and it's nice to have a new face going as well.
On today's show, we're going to take a look at all 5 guys that qualified for the tournament for the Boilermakers and give a little preview of the first and possible second-round matchups for each of the guys. Coach, will start at the bottom, 125 pounds, Camden Eppert, second straight freshman to qualify for nationals for the Boilermakers at 125. He draws into the 7th seed from Stanford, Ryan Mango. Pretty good matchup for Cam.
It is, and they've wrestled before in the summer, so he has had a chance to face Mango before, but Mango's had a great year, and we've seen him before too, not necessarily with Camden, but not the 7th seed on accident. So as long as they're fresh, there's not much you want to do different. You just have to get your workouts in, be sharp, and be fresh mentally, and he seems like he is.
Last time we saw Mango, it was at Northwestern last year in 2009. Matt Fields got his hands on him, put up a 10-5 decision. It was pretty tough on top in that match. It was pretty impressive showing by Matt.
It was, and Matt's a unique wrestler, as we all know, but that was a big win for him, and unfortunately, he hasn't been able to crack the lineup since, which is a good thing for us because it shows the quality of our guys in the room. But, Camden's got to go out and just wrestle his style and his game and be relaxed and be aggressive and enjoy the moment.
Eppert and Mango have the lone pigtail match at 125 pounds, and the winner of that match will move on to face Navy's Aaron Khalil. Moving on to 157 pounds, where Colton Salazar earned an automatic bid with a 5th place finish at 157 pounds, beating Sean McMurray from Michigan State. Colton draws into Aaron Sulzer from Eastern Michigan in the first round.
Yeah, well, again, you just look at it as if anybody's at this tournament, they deserve to be there one way or another. So he's got to make sure that he does what he does best and gets a good warm-up in and, approaches this. And I tell them all to, hey, I've been here and I've done this before. And, getting that first match in is really important. Obviously, we know if we win that one, we draw into the top seed. But to just be relaxed and go out there and take care of business.
Colton being one of 3 guys in the lineup going to nationals this year that is a 4-time national qualifier, how important is that for your team to have that kind of experience and leadership?
I think it's real important. To say it's not anything new for them. Again, like you said, this is their 4th trip there for 3 different guys, so they know what to expect. I've kind of told them and the team, hey, we've got guys. This is nothing new for them. Same approach. We need some different results, but the experience, you can't replace that. So we look to them to kind of lead by example and hopefully rub off on the other underclassmen.
As you mentioned, if Salazar's fortunate enough to get by Sulzer, he will most likely have the top seed at 157 pounds in Boise State's Adam Hall. Salazar and Hall have wrestled before in a tight matchup, and so that's one to really look forward to.
Yeah, it is, but again, our emphasis to Colton is you see the bracket, but see what's in front of you first. So if that happens and we move on, then again, they've seen each other before, they know each other quite well, and we'll see what happens then. But right now, we need to really focus on Sulzer because he's a tough competitor.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Camden Eppert on the show, one of our 5 national qualifiers, and visit with him a little bit about his first national qualification. Stick with us.
Do you know what it takes to be a Boilermaker? Do you know what it means to rise and shine while the sun is still asleep? Have you ever spent 364 days preparing for one moment? One throw, one shot. Moments of glory only come after weeks of preparation and years of dedication. Do you know what it takes to be a Boilermaker? We do.
Hi, I'm Bob Greasy, and I am a Boilermaker.
Hi, and welcome back to the Scott Hinkel Show. It's not often that every program gets freshmen to really come in and contribute, and Purdue's been really blessed to have a couple guys 2 years in a row to do this. I'd like to welcome Camden Eppert to the Scott Hinkel Show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Cam, it's great to have you. Cam, just qualified for your first ever NCAA Championships, 125 pounds as a freshman. It's a great honor. It's a great achievement. You know, how are you feeling in the week after you've made this jump?
You know, it's pretty exciting. You know, my family's really supportive, and all the coaches, the team. You know, I'm getting congratulations everywhere, and so it's almost surreal. I really enjoy, you know, just the atmosphere that, you know, okay, now it's time for the national tournament, but still short of my goal. You know, I need to. I've had a goal written down since day one, so I plan on finishing it.
You go to the Big Ten tournament as the number 7 seed. You know, you're not slotted into one of those 5 qualifiers for the tournament. You know you've got to wrestle up. What was your mindset going into the tournament, knowing that you were going to have to beat some guys to get on that podium as high as you wanted to be?
All right. You know, I just knew I had to go in and put on a good tournament, and just like, you know, I was punched in my head from my brother. You know, oh, you're a postseason wrestler. You're a postseason wrestler. You know, so I had some ups and downs, but all I needed to know is that, you know, my record's 0-0 right now. Go in, have a great tournament, you know, get those top 5 spots, and then you go from there. You know, we have 2 tournaments left. Put on a good tournament here, and then to the next one. So
you brought up your brother Brady. He's obviously been a big part of your career, coaching in high school. You know, he's at all our matches. You know, how important is that family tie for you, and the fact that he's obviously always been there for you?
Oh, it's very important. You know, actually, it's funny you brought that up. I talked to him today, and he said, you know, hey, I want you to be comfortable. If you want me to come up, and if you want to get a workout in, or if you just want to hang out, just let me know. So it's huge to have him there. You know, I think my whole family's that way, but really my brother's just the person that I can always go to. He's like my right-hand man. So,
as I mentioned before, you're the 2nd freshman in as many years to qualify for the national tournament for Purdue at 125 pounds, following your classmate Cashe Quiroga. You and Cashe came in together in fall of 2009, and he wrestled right away and went, and now he's stepped out, and you stepped into the lineup and followed in his footsteps. How much have you guys talked about the experiences that you guys have shared so far, and how important has that been?
It's very important. It's the best thing is when I finally, you sit down and you see him and how he succeeded, and he had, didn't have the greatest record. He had ups and downs as well, and so it's kind of like I'm just filling the exact same shoes. We're wrestling the 7th seed. He did last year, and it's kind of crazy just to think how much alike our seasons are, and just to know that we go in every day and train together. And, he gives me tips here and there, and, he said, hey, that week right before NCAAs, I tried to do everything perfect just to get an edge on anyone. And, I try and do that throughout the whole season, but it makes even more sense to do it. Okay, let's make our mind right for this first week and then get ready for the national tournament. So.
Well, Cam, thanks for stopping by the Scott Hinkel Show. We appreciate having you. Stick with us when we come back. We'll get back with Coach Hinkel about some more of the matchups in the upcoming NCAA tournament. Thanks. Stick with us.
Welcome back to the Boilermaker Breakdown. I'm Lisa Singleton, here to update you on the week that was in Purdue athletics.
Catch up with all 18 Purdue teams each week on the Boilermaker Breakdown. Host Lisa Singleton brings you interviews, highlights, and statistics each week throughout this season, while also taking a look at the week ahead for the Old Gold and Black. The Boilermaker Breakdown, only at PurdueSports.com.
Hi, and welcome back to the Scott Hinkel Show. Coach, it's great to have Cam on, get a chance to visit with him and talk about, his first trip to nationals.
Yeah, he's quite a kid. He's really does all the right things on and off the mat. So we were excited for him, and he was focused on that. And like he said with his brother, he's always seemed to do well in the postseason, and that's what you want to get in their head. Like, this is your time to shine, and we were just excited for him. He had some tough kids he had to beat, and certainly for 5th and 6th, Kelleher is a tough opponent, but he's just a great asset to this team. He does all the right things. He's going to be an academic All-American this year. He's met that criteria, so we're just excited that he's going to nationals.
Moving on to the more lineups in the Boilermaker lineup, 74, 84, 97. Coach, all 3 guys have rematches from this season, which is a pretty interesting phenomenon.
It is. You don't find that too often, but, at the same time, we've wrestled those guys. They know what to expect, and their opponents know what to expect. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
174 pounds, Luke Manuel, real close to getting a national seed, coach, ends up not getting one, and so he'll draw Hofstra's Ryan Petrovich in the first round. Manuel beat Petrovich in his first match of the year in the second Sun victory period, 4-2 out at the Edinburgh Duels. It was a great match, Coach.
It was, and they've wrestled a few other times, and Petrovich is a tough wrestler and well-rounded in all areas, and like I said, they know each other quite well, and we've already seen him once this year, so a lot of time has passed since then, so hopefully Luke can go out and take care of business again.
The winner of that match will move on to probably face the top seed at 174 pounds in Iowa State's John Reeder, which obviously the guy gets the top seed for a reason. It'll be a tough matchup for either Luke or Petrovich, whoever is fortunate enough to advance.
Yeah, Reeder, he's really stepped up this year, gone up in weight, and again, it's you look out there and you see what you have ahead of you, but our focus is to really make sure they understand who they got first round and take care of business there. But Luke's wrestled Reeder before too, so he's seen a lot of these guys in the bracket, but right now we got to focus on Petrovich.
At 184 pounds, we're going to have a rematch of the NWCA All-Star Classic that was held out in Fresno early this year in November. AJ's going to have fifth-seeded Joe LeBlanc of Wyoming.
Yeah, and we'd like to see a different result. We were excited that AJ had a chance to wrestle in the All-Star Classic, and LeBlanc handled him pretty well there. So bottom line is we were glad that we got in the tournament. We didn't have the greatest Big Ten tournament and had to sit back and hope for an at-large bid. So AJ's wrestled LeBlanc. He's tough. He's a couple-time All-American, so he knows what he's got to do and just be ready for that match.
Moving on to 197 pounds. Another rematch, Coach, from the Edinburgh Duels. Logan Brown's going to have Sean Fendone of Edinburgh. They wrestled second match of the year. Logan came away with an 8-3 decision, handled him pretty well throughout the contest, and I got to think Logan's pretty confident going into that.
I think he is. I think he's very confident wrestler, period. I think he's a little disappointed with the way the Big Ten turned out, so hopefully that's a driving force in him too. But he can't take Fendone lightly. I mean, Edinburgh has some tough, scrappy kids, and that was a tight match. I mean, he did win, and Fendone, again, is a tough individual, so he comes from a great program, and they always seem to do well at the Nationals. So he needs to focus on that and take one match at a time and hopefully remember how I felt at the Big Tens when things didn't go so well.
Logan's the second wrestler in the last 3 years to earn a national seed for the Boilermakers, getting the number 10 seed at 197 pounds. How important is it for those guys to get those seeds, and it's kind of just a nice recognition at the end of the year?
It is, and it's meant to help your draw as well. I mean, it's meant to say, hey, you deserve this. You're wrestling well at the time. A couple of our guys, I feel like, didn't wrestle up to their potential at the Big Tens, and it probably cost them either a seed or a higher seed. So, having that is nice recognition for him. He's had a great year. He's had a great career, and he can cap it off next weekend in a great fashion.
The NCAA tournament will start Thursday, March 17th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. I'll be there to cover the tournament live via the Purdue Boilermakers Twitter feed, twitter.com/Purdue Wrestling, and also be on the Facebook page, Purdue Wrestling. And we'll try and keep everybody as updated as we can throughout the tournament. Coach, best of luck in Philadelphia. We're excited to see the guys compete, and hopefully they do well.
Yep, we're excited to go there, and I think they all are too, so we appreciate all the support we've had, and a lot of people have done a lot of work in helping us get there, so we hope to represent Purdue well.
Again, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. We'll have all the live updates for you there. Thanks for stopping by.